plus bx plus c. So you should have that in your on your paper, right? Everybody should have that because we know that we've been talking about that all along. Take that out. All right, so that's your standard form. So here we have standard form. Y equal to ax squared plus bx plus c, and then we can start looking at our, all the information here, and we can have answered a whole lot of the questions that we had. All right, second question: what is a U-shaped graph called? Parabola. Yeah, there you go. A parabola. All right, Amari. Mr. Brooks.
My name is Amari.
Okay, from now on, you're Mr. Brooks.
I bet.
You're Mr. McCray.
Call me Mark.
Excuse me? You don't like your last name? All right, so what's the highest or lowest point on the graph of a quadratic function? Maximum or minimum? All right. The line that passes through the vertex that divides the parabola into two symmetrical parts is called what? Axis of symmetry. So once you see, and this is just a tip for when you're answering questions, sometimes they give away the answer in the question because it says two symmetrical. The only thing up there with symmetry is our axis of symmetry. So there you go. How can you easily find the y-intercept of a quadratic function?
The last term usually see.
Right, the last term. So whenever you see an equation such as this, the last term, just like when we have a linear function, the last term is the y-intercept. So what happens if you don't see that c at all? What's our intercept?
Well,
No. It will be
zero.
0. So if you just see this, ax squared plus bx, you know our intercept is 0. Very good. What's the formula used to find the x-coordinate of the vertex?
X equals negative v over 2a.
There you go. Very good. X equals negative b over 2a. So you got that. And number 7, how can you easily find the maximum minimum value of the quadratic function? Right. So once you found this answer, the x-coordinate, then you can plug it in back into your equation or your function, and once you substitute, you find what y is equal to. So, and remember, this x and the y, they make up the points for your vertex. All right?
Hold on, wait.
Got it?
Everybody might know that.
For number 5? No, just write usually C.
So what do you do for number 7?
For number 7?
I do arrow.
Yeah. How about you indicate? Put a star next to it in the word bank, and then put a star right there, and so you can tell that that's the one that we're looking for, or that you're looking for. Because I'm telling you, it's going to come up again in your exam on Tuesday. Yeah. All right, so here we go. So this here is our parabola label. So we know that we have our vertex, which is the y and our x and y points that we find. The axis of symmetry is always the x value of our vertex. So if our vertex is 3, 1, or here it is, here our vertex is 1, negative 4, our axis of symmetry is always the x value, so it'll be 1. All right? Our intercept here, and when we talk about how high or the value of our maximum or minimum, that's our y value, so it'll be negative 4. The answers, when we talk about the solutions for our quadratic, we're always talking about our intercepts. So these are the two that we're looking for, where it crosses our x-axis. So that's what we're looking for. All right, everybody got that? All right. So now let's take a look at answering, at graphing.
And don't listen.
Let's look at graphing a couple of them. So here are A. What's the A? What's the value of A? What's A?
1.
1. A is 1. What's B?
Negative 2.
Negative 1.
Negative 1. And C is?
Negative 2.
Negative 2. Alright? So what can we answer right away on our in our paper? What can we answer if it opens up or opens down? What's our y-intercept?
Negative 2.
Right, so the y-intercept is negative 2. Very good. That's our y-intercept. What about the way it opens? How do we know, how can we tell if how our graph opens? If it opens up or if it opens down?
Is that the vertex? Is that the vertex?
No, that's not the vertex. So, so we can tell if it opens up or open down by our leading coefficient. So if it's positive, which way does it open? Up. If it's negative, it opens down. And right now it's positive, so it opens up. So right there you can put opens up.
Where is that? Up.
Alright? So now, what we're going to do is we're going to find our x coordinate. So that's
You said right way?
Huh?
You said right way?
Where it says opens. It opens up. So let's find our x coordinate. So we're going to find x by using the equation x equal to negative b over 2a. So x is equal to negative times negative 1 over 2 times 1. So our x is equal to 1 over 2. So 1/2. So we know that that's the first, or that's the x coordinate for our vertex.
Yeah.
So if it's the x coordinate for our vertex, what is it? It is also our. What's the x value for our vertex? It's the x value for our vertex is what is also our what? Our AOS. So it's also our axis of symmetry. So our axis of symmetry is 1/2.
What's the
That's what we're gonna work out in a minute. Alright, so the next thing that we have to find is our y. So y is equal to, and we're gonna take what x is.
You said it was the x vertex.
What?
You said it was the x vertex.
Right, the x coordinate of our vertex.
Alright.
So when we have vertex, our vertex is a point and it has an x and a y.
I know that. I know all that. I'm just
Right.
saying. You said x vertex, right?
Yeah. So now we have to find out what y is by plugging in or substituting our half for every x. So it's going to be a half squared minus 1/2 times 1 minus 2. So 1/2 squared is equal to 1/4 minus 1/2 minus 2. So y will be equal to negative 2 1/4. Yeah. So that's what y is equal to, negative 2 1/4. How did I get this?
Are you when you do that second one, you use a different formula?
You use that formula up there, right? That y.
It's not even that.
Yeah, use this. So I substituted my x into this. Alright? So I'm taking this and putting it in here for x. So now I have my x and my y, so I have my vertex. My vertex is now 1/2 for my x and negative 2 1/4 for my y. You got it?
Hold on,
You
that's
rather
the
chat with
one
this.
time.
It is a whole lot. Alright, so now we have all our answers, right? Because our maximum or minimum value is actually this y value right here. And it's going to be, what kind of value is it going to be? Is it going to be a maximum or minimum?
So negative,
It's going to be a minimum because our
The
graph opens up.
y-intercept, the y-intercept is the whole number?
The y-intercept is the -2.
No, I'm saying with the fraction, it becomes the whole number?
What do you mean?
Right there.
Say it again.
With the fraction, when it, yeah.
What
The
fraction?
y-intercept will go up. That fraction
This
that
right
you're
here?
playing at, -2 and 1/4. No.
Right, when I add it all up, I get -2 1/4.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
This y is the y for our vertex. It's not our intercept.
You still not answering my question. I said
Go ahead.
it's the -2 that became the whole number, right?
Yeah, yes.
I got it though.
All right, so now we can plot. Create a table.
Oh, that ain't that on the front too?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So it's in your word bank. I pulled it right from your word bank.
Okay.
Oh, you gonna get some glasses?
Yeah, I gotta go pick up the
Oh, man. You gonna have them goggles on. DOS or trinomial, right? And then we're gonna put each of what we get, each of the two parts equal to 0 and solve to find the zeros or the roots. So we put it equal to 0 and then we solve the equation that they create. Numbers when multiplied together gives us -8, but when we add them together gives us +2.
Hold on, I gotta write that down.
And those two numbers are 4 and 2, but one is negative, and we know which one is negative because this value right here is a positive. If this value is positive, this B value is positive, the bigger number is positive.
Where did that go? Oh, for the number.
No. I just want you to factor it. So we use 4 and 2, so therefore,
Where you going?
so our factors are x plus 4 and x plus 2, because remember we put them in parentheses. So our factors are x plus 4 and x plus 2. We set each factor equal to 0 and solve. And our solutions are -4 and 2. Let me go back. It gives us -6, but when we add them together, we get +5. So what two numbers are those?
-3 and 2.
Ah, think about it again.
-2 and 3.
Look at it again. There we
-2
go. Guess what's going to happen? You're going to get
Oh, -5.
-5.
No. Oh, -6 and 1. -6 and 1.
Which,
No.
the 5 positive or negative? So therefore it's going to be
What number is it?
-1 and +6.
Hold on, it's negative. Hold on. What is it?
Two numbers when multiplied together gives us -6, but when we add them together gives us +5.
-1
Okay,
and +6.
there you go. So those are your two factors. So your two factors are everywhere that you have an equation, you can use it during the test. So everybody got that? So now you can finish off the rest of the paper by using your calculator. There you go.